Oh my god, my hair. Ugh. Hello, it's Rich from Accountability Buddy. And I don't know how to use this. This is the first time I've ever used this. So, I am just seeing what's happening. Okay. Oh, we got our first join. Cool. Yeah, so this is just me having a test of Facebook Live to see if it works. Oh, and Vicky works, it comes on as well. And probably going to lag me. Yeah, I've got my Stoke City shirt on because I couldn't be asked to put anything else on. So, what it's basically all about, I've got none of my notes in front of me. Just testing this, and then I'm going to sort of talk about motivation and what motivates me. I mean, what Tim said in the chat yesterday was really good. I'm just reading it behind because my PC is just behind it. Just basically, what did he say? He said, what motivates you? Could be a nice topic to talk about. One of my colleagues at work is trying to do a study. Yeah. Okay, so motivation. Motivation for me is quite weird. Reason being, I'm guessing you'll find that motivation changes depending on where you are in your life. I mean, when I was 16 years old, my motivation then was a lot different to my motivation now. My motivation when I was 16 was basically trying to get a job and trying to get money. Hey, Emmanuel. Trying to get money, you know what I mean? Trying to sort of get through college, start college, and just sort of start my way up the chain. I can remember though, one of my first jobs, I'm just going to turn my heater off because it's really warm. No, turned it up, turn it off. One of my first jobs, I worked in the post office, and I remember I was 16 years old, and I was earning like £3 an hour. And I worked there for 6 weeks, and I can remember it wasn't the best job in the world. It was okay. I sort of worked there for a bit, and then my manager never put my money up, or the boss sort of never put the money up. It was a very small post office, and I applied for a job at a place called Argos, which is a massive retail company in the UK. And I remember I got the job at Argos, went for an interview on the Saturday, and then I got told on the Sunday I got the job. Awesome news, pay rise and everything. And I remember telling my boss on the Sunday, oh yeah, I'm sort of leaving to join Argos. I remember the words he said to me have always stuck with me, and this is one thing that resonates and sort of motivates me all my life. He said that I'll never amount to anything in my life. And I can still remember that. I remember walking towards the door. That's the last thing he said to me. And ever since then, that's one of the things that's motivated me most of my life. But that's been there for most of my life, that motivation. But motivation from then to now, hey Alex, motivation from then to now is different. Like I say, I want to get a job, so I go through college, get my qualifications and stuff. But now my motivation is completely different. I mean, Vicky, Izzy, and myself motivate me, because I want to be there for Vicky and Izzy. And I want to make sure they have the best life they can. I want to give them everything that they want. I want to just be there for them. So they motivate me to be the best I can. But when I was 16, I had nothing like that. So completely different. I mean, one thing that did motivate me, and I wrote this down, is when I was speaking about growing up, and I think it was about just when I was 19. And I wanted to join the Royal Air Force, and this is one of the dream jobs I had most of my life. So what I wanted was I wanted to be a pilot, and that was my main dream. And honestly, I was working at Argos, and I didn't really push myself to do it. I just thought, yeah, I'm happy just doing this. I was working nights. I didn't really go for it. And then something happened. I was working nights at Argos, and my manager, he was stealing from Argos itself, which is a ridiculous thing. I mean, why would someone steal from the company that they work for and not think they get away with it? I mean, thinking back on it now, I was like 18, 19, and he was moving the cameras away from the doors. He was it was just ridiculous. And because I was on nights with him, and he said that we knew he was doing it. It was just I just sort of got let off. It wasn't just me; it was the other guy I was working with as well. That what happened there motivated me to think, actually, I'm just going to apply for the Royal Air Force. I can remember walking out the interview with the manager of a different Argos branch, because the manager had to he had to sort of be like a adjudicator, like a neutral party instead of my manager, or the store manager. I remember sitting in there. He said, yeah, we can't keep you on because of this reason. And I thought, okay, fair enough. I remember walking out of that place and walking straight into the Army, the Royal Air Force Recruitment Office, which is the Armed Forces Career Office at AFCO. I remember walking straight into there and applying for the forces. Applied for pilot, and I didn't get it, which was a bit of a blow. I remember sitting in an interview, and he said, like, oh, you haven't got enough life experience. I mean, I was 18, 19, and yeah, I don't think I did have enough life experience. I think it was more that I wasn't confident enough. Alright, Tim, I'm waiting this for you tonight. Yeah, I wasn't confident enough, and from that interview I then applied for comms, which is IT, radar, that kind of stuff, like radio comms, and I applied for that in the February, and I was in. I joined the forces in the May. I mean, that's a very, very, very quick window. And just because of that one thing, I bet Tim still remembers this, actually, because Tim was there, I think, at Argos when the whole thing, when that guy was nicking stuff and I got let off. That one thing motivated me to join the forces, because I thought, this is my one chance, and I'm so glad I did get that kick up the arse, because life does try and kick you up the arse sometimes and says, actually, yeah, go for it. I went for it. Nearly 6 years I was in there for, and then my motivation changed again. Obviously, my motivation was then Vicky and being there for her, and she was my motivation, and I couldn't see me going away all the time, spending all my time in horrible places where I was, and that's the reason why I left, and I'm glad I did, because I wouldn't be where I am now. I wouldn't be with a daughter. I'm getting married this year, etc., etc. So yeah, because Tim's here, because I can sort of talk about it. So your colleague is doing a study to see what motivates people and gets people out of bed in the morning. And I sort of feel there's two parts of motivation. There is a quick fix motivation, and then there's self-motivation. The quick fix motivation are the kind of things that you see on websites and probably our Instagram, are the quotes that you'll see on a picture. And people do this all the time. people will basically, oh, I'm not very happy, and then they will read a quote or in a book or in on these pictures and stuff like that, and they all then go, oh yeah, actually, I've just read that. Oh look, they've got some quotes on my wall. So there's one quote here: if you can't stop thinking about it, don't start working for it. And that could then motivate me to think, actually, I am thinking about something, why don't I just go and do it? You know what I mean? And that might motivate you there and then. Problem with that, it's like smoking or alcohol. It's a very quick hit of motivation, and that can sort of, it won't last forever. And there's always been a saying that motivation needs to be daily, and you can't just read one quote and then think, that's it, I'm motivated for the rest of my life. You need to keep at it. So this is why it's kind of like a quick hit of motivation, and it's good. Don't get me wrong. When me and Chris put them on our Facebook page and our Instagram quite a lot, and people do enjoy it. But the thing is, one thing that people need to get and understand is that self-motivation is more important, and this is where it comes to where it gets people out of the bed. And this is why I try and get up most days early. Saturday, Sunday normally it's a bit different because I try and have a lie-in. Monday to Friday I get up at 4:30 every day, and that's me doing it, not me reading the quote because I've read this quote. I want to get up because I know I want to make a difference to my life and a difference to Vicky and Izzy. And that comes down to me having a purpose and me having a goal that I want in my life. So that sort of links into what else Tim said about where he is at the moment. So if you haven't read the post, Tim said that he got basically the job he wanted, and he also, which is massive, which is great, congratulations. But now he needs to reevaluate his career goals. Exactly. It all depends on what you want out of life. I mean, for Tim, he's got his job that he wanted, and now he needs to decide what you want to do. And the question for me to you, Tim, is that do you have goals, like a 5-year goal, a 10-year goal, that you want to get to? Or was your goal to get the job that you've got now? The reason I'm asking this, because you need a goal that scares you. I mean, you getting that job might have been a big goal, but if you could have got that goal without any effort, then was it really a big enough goal for you to hit? Think about it. If you know you're going to get a promotion, then is that really a big enough goal for you? You need a goal that's going to push you and want you to get further up the ladder or in your career or do something completely different. Like for me, I've got two big goals at the moment. One for when I'm 30, which is like in less than a year now, which is a bit scary. One for when I'm 40. And we've also got some other ones as well to talk about. One when I'm 30 is that I want to start earning money on the side. My problem is that I don't know how to earn money on the side, which is a bit strange, because I read all these different things. I read all these different books about how to do it. I mean, Amazon FBA and all these other different things, and I'm still scared to earn money on the side, which sounds ridiculous when I'm thinking about it. I mean, I know how to go to a job and get a salary. I don't know how to make money for myself. if that makes sense, which is ridiculous, I know, because like I say, I've watched and read so many things, and I still don't know how to do it. And I know the second I do get that first pound, 100 quid, it will be weird. It'll be weird for me. I'll be so excited, and it's just getting that first bit, which is all about momentum. And this is why, Tim, you need to get long-term goals. So for me, that's my 1 year goal for this. I want to start earning money for myself. Well, not for myself, for me, which will also help Vicky and Izzy. And after that, it's a bit weird. The goal for when I'm 40 is that I want to start learning how to fly. And not like me jumping off a cliff and flying. I want to start doing my PPL, which is a private pilot's license. This all goes back down to my dream of being a pilot, which stemmed from when I was about 8 years old. And I still want to do that, but that's more of a hobby goal. So to supplement that, the money making, which will be hopefully get this year and carry on, because I want to start my own business. I'm not sure exactly what yet, but I want to start my own business and get out of the rat race, basically. And then from there, that will push me to do that other goal. And this is what you sort of need, Tim. You need to sort of think, where do I want to be in 5 years' time? Where do I want to be in 10 years' time? I mean, you're 29 this year as well, Tim. And honestly, once you get to 29, you'll be like, oh shit, I'm 30 in a year's time. You know what I mean? So it's really, really nervous. Oh, I'm nervous because I don't feel 29 in the slightest. I mean, I keep forgetting how old I am, which is ridiculous. But yeah, you need to sort of think, shit, time is short, and I need to sort of get some goals sorted. This kind of goes back to what happened on, was it Thursday? Was it Thursday? No, Wednesday in London. You know, all them people, they would have had then, and it's a bit horrible to talk about this, but all them people, they would just been having their normal day, and then something very small would happen like that. I'm not going to go into it, but what happens if that happened to you? And do you feel like you've got to where you want to be? And personally, I don't. Personally, I think I've got more to give in this life. I don't know, Hannah's got more to give in this life, and she's hopefully had that talk with that company that we had a word with the other night. So I'm hoping that she has got what she wanted out of this. So yeah, motivation it's a weird one, and like Tim said earlier, it's all about the individual, because some people don't like quotes, some people do like quotes, but you need to be self-motivated for you to ever improve. And it's hard because it's a habit, and you need to keep working on them habits. Awesome, Hannah. So on Monday morning, so hopefully I will be able to speak to you next week, and we can talk about what was said, and then that'll be good. Then we can sort of sort out and see what you're doing with that, which would be awesome. Also, I think I need that logo off you. But then that gets me thinking. I'm just rambling now. I apologise. I'm just going to ramble. I was the other day put on the post on the group, about me wanting to start that Blake Media UK. I was thinking to myself, why don't I just do that freelance? I mean, why do I need to sort of formalise it? Or why am I sort of I don't know. I'm trying to formalise it to sort of stop myself from doing it, which is strange, because I'm sort of saying, oh, okay, I've got to wait for the website, I've got to wait for the logo, I've got to wait for this, I've got to wait for that. I'm like, no. I mean, what I'm hopefully going to do, I'm just going to ramble now, hopefully going to do for that is just sort of hopefully get Accountability Buddy bigger and practice on that, which I can't believe we're already over 111 members already. And then once I've done that, I've already got a football team, which is a female Premiership team, I think it is. It's Premier League or Division 1 for the female Premier League Division 1 football team. And their manager works where I work, and I've helped him a little bit with social media, so he's even offered to pay me to help. So I'm going to do that soon, so that could be a good little in. And then if I do like that, then I can start the stuff in like Blake Media UK, etc, etc. So at the moment I might just freelance that, which I don't know why it's got to do with motivation. I don't know, I'm just talking crap now. But yeah, whoa, I don't think what else to talk about. So I'm trying to think, has anyone else got anything to add about motivation? Yes, thank you, Hannah. Or is Tim still here? And does that answer his question? Yeah, you need to work out what your ultimate goal is, Tim. That's the main thing. Just go for you work for Samsung, don't you? Just go for the CEO of Samsung. Just go for that job. Stuff them. Honestly, just go for that. I would. Just think. I saw a guy today when I was driving home. Saw a guy today driving in a Ferrari. I was like, wish that was me. The question was, what is your ultimate goal? You've got your 4-month goal. Well, 4-month goal. Well, you've got your goal that you've done for 4 months now, your job. But any ideas what your ultimate one will be? Any idea? I'm just going to wait until you're right. So I'm just reading what I wrote earlier. While Tim types. Because if you can't think of anything, Tim, you need to think of something by the end of next week. That's your job for the next week. If you can't think of anything, it is a hard question to answer, and this is why you need to sit down and think about it. Because, like for me, I didn't. Well, let me see if I can find. This might lag a little bit because I'm on the internet, but let's have a look. I'm going to change the screen around because I'm going to move you over a little bit because you're in front of my PC. So I've got this. What person do you want to be? What do you aspire to be, to do? What do you want to gain? What person do you want to be? Exactly. That's some very good questions there. So what I said, this is mine and Chrissy's goals. You can see the green is done, red is bad, and so this is not all of them. You can't really see, but that's 100. That the top line there's 174. So I've hidden a load of lines and stuff. So a load of goals there. So what I've done in here, I haven't seen this in ages, is wrote my 5-year goals down, and you can see there's quite a load of 5-year goals here for Accountability Buddy. Like one of my goals that I had not long ago was get married to Vicky, which is sort of I've got to marry her because if I don't she'll kill me. Don't tell her I said that. She probably watches anyway. So get something like this down. So what we've basically done is wrote down different things like career, health, fitness, relationships, travel, skills, and then broken it down to 5-year, 1 year, 9 month, 6, 3, 1. So basically you break it down into different months. And then what you basically do, you make some 5-year goals. So you can see I've got quite a big 5-year goal there. Own my own house, paid off finances and debt, which is quite a big goal. But then I broke it down, broke it down. And see, I've not really hit that one yet. But you can see, you basically think of a massive goal in your life. And I'm going to put the camera back around. Think of a massive goal in your life. So think of what you want to be, and then reverse engineer it back to where you are right now. And for example, if you wanted to be a footballer, something that you might understand because I'm wearing a Stoke top, so I may as well put it like that. So you want to be a footballer, you would look at someone who's a footballer. So let's say someone who's Alan. Yes, exactly. So Hannah's going to be teaching me how to earn money. So when she knows how to earn money herself, and she'll be a finance specialist or whatever title her job, a new job role is. So I'm quite excited for you actually. So yeah, if you want to be a footballer, you can then reverse engineer back to where you are now. So he might play for Stoke now, but he used to play for Port Vale. I don't know why you say that. They used to play for Newcastle, under Lyme, and then used to play for a Sunday League sort of thing. And you sort of reverse engineer it, then you sort of try and do that and go back that way. So like in 1 month, I want to join the Sunday League football team. In 6 months, I want to be scouted by Newcastle under Lyme Town. By 9 months, I want to have done this. You know what I mean? To sort of reverse and work your way forward, and then in 5 years you could be playing for Stoke, for example. And this is what you can do for all your stuff. So for me, like I wanted, them goals aren't the best. I need to rewrite them really, but you can sort of understand where I'm coming from. And this is what you need to do. You need to sort of think, where do I want to be in 5-10 years time, and then work your way back to where you are now. And that will give you goals that you can work on every day and every week and every month, that will then slowly get you to where you want to be. I always picture success as a massive pie, cake. Imagine like a cake the size of a house. And if you ate all that cake, you'd be successful. Okay? You can't eat all that cake in one day. You've got to take a little bit every day. Keep taking that cake every day. It's a little bit every day. And over time, you'll eat a 16th of it. A bit more, an eighth of it. A bit more, a quarter of it. And you'll slowly get there. Just keep plodding on and keep working on it, and you will get to where you want to be. Don't get me wrong, you might not, but this is where you'll learn from it, and you'll try a different tactic. I mean, you see online all these people saying, "Oh yeah, I'm living on the beach," and they're saying how easy it is, and I hate that, because I was swallowed in by people like that, and it really annoyed me. It really annoyed me actually. So yeah, don't listen to that kind of thing, because success is hard. I mean, an overnight success never happens. I mean, what's her name? J.K. Rowling. She was an overnight success. But you don't know the 13 years before she was there, sending her book to every single publisher in the UK, trying to get them to promote Harry Potter and make Harry Potter a book. None of them touched it for 13 years. And then next minute, someone did. Overnight success. You know what I mean? There's always that image of an iceberg where you see the tip of the iceberg, but you don't see the stuff underneath it. And that's why you sort of need to keep working at it. And I'm hoping if you get a 5-year goal, a 10-year goal, that will then motivate you, because you can actually see the goalposts And that is one of the main things that's helped me. When you see the goalposts, even though they can move, but you move with them. But if you see the goalposts, you then know what you're aiming for. And don't be scared to put the goalposts on the moon. Because there's that saying, if you shoot for the moon, if you miss, you still are on the stars. So I'm just talking crap now. You guys. But I'm hoping this actually worked out quite well. Has it been laggy? Or has it been okay? Has the internet held out? If someone can let me know. Hopefully someone's still there. I think there's 2 people still watching. Who's still watching? Hannah and Tim. Hannah and Tim are still watching. Live viewers. So when she replied, "It's went dark now. Oh, what the hell? Why has it gone that dark?" That's better. Oh, that's good then. That's good. So it's been not bad. That's good. Also, I feel a bit bad. Reason being, Chris messaged me about 8:10, and he said, "Oh yeah, at 8:30 it's Earth Hour, where it's international. Turn your lights off or turn your electricity off for an hour to sort of save the world and stuff." And I'm like, "Oh shit, I was going to do a live stream or at 8:30, and that's when all the electricity is meant to be turned off for the Earth Hour. And I'm not doing my bit for the Earth, am I? But oh well, shit happens." There was a saying. So basically, I got this book the other day. Remember that book I showed you on the one off that guy, that little story I wrote about Humphrey Walters. And the first little bit here, this is my last little bit, so I'm not keeping you here all night. First little bit here is about creating dreams and setting goals. And the first little part of it is have outrageous dreams. So it says here, children have dreams to be an engine driver, which must be a train driver, a pilot or a rock star. They don't usually dream of having a career in finance. Or, just think about this amendment. Yeah, everyone's going to be watching it then. So yeah, they don't normally have a dream of having a career in finance, or for your example, Tim, working with electronics, or working as a nurse, Hannah. Saying that, nurses and doctors are quite wanted. But anyway, yeah. Well, healthcare assistants, sorry. Where was I? And yet, they may well end up doing just that as a means to creating success and independence. Why is it that at a young age we have the ability to dream, and yet this diminishes as we go through life? The downside is that there is nothing worse than working hard with no purpose, hoping some opportunity will appear. So, the critical mental discipline is to stop agonising and start organising. I remember someone saying to me that he realised he had no purpose when a colleague said to him, "You can go on walking faithfully 8 hours a day, and you might eventually become the boss and working 8 hours a day. You might eventually become the boss and work 12 hours a day." Championship performance is not created in gyms or meeting rooms. It is accomplished by having something deep inside, a dream, a vision, a desire, and a drive to do things differently. And there's a little saying here by a Greek philosopher from 60 BC called Epictetus. First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to. And it's quite a good little way to end it, sort of thing. So that says to me that you need that dream, you need that passion, you need a goal you need to know where you want to be in your life. Because if you haven't got that, you're just going to sort of wander aimlessly through life, waiting for the next thing to appear. And honestly, this has actually got me thinking that I need to resort my goals out again and work out what I want to do. Because I'm sort of just at the moment, my goals, the ones that I showed you, they've got very stagnant at the moment, very boring, which at the moment is, for me, I just feel like I'm sort of plodding along, and I really, really need to sort of inject some excitement again. So I've got some ideas though, and I think I know what I'm going to do now. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, thank you all for being part of my first live stream. I'm going to hopefully do this a bit more. It's worked out quite well. I mean, Vicky's been off the internet, so hopefully hopefully she won't kill me. So yeah, thank you for being part. I mean, I've had a few people come on. We've had Hannah and Tim, which have stayed on to the end. Must read what he says. Thanks, it's been helpful. I need to reassess my long-term goals now I've completed one. Exactly. You need to just think. You've got one done. Now think of the rest that you want to do. Think where you want to be and then work back. I mean, I'm so proud of you, Tim, for getting the job that you wanted, because that goal, I know you really wanted it. And once you got it, I bet you just feel, oh, I'm right now. Now what? And this is where you need to sort of fire further into the future, so you know where you want to be. But yeah, thank you all for coming on. There has been a few more people. Emmanuel joined for a little bit, and some other people. I think Parashi came on, but they've all gone off now. Probably boring them. But yeah, thank you, and have a good night. And if you want to contact me, put a comment in below, message me on Facebook, and yeah, I'll talk to you all soon. So, see you all soon. Bye.